Hi, this is Jonathan Rosenhead, Jerusalem psychotherapist. It is now time for our next discussion in our Torah and Psychology series. In this week's Parshas Pinchas, we read about the story of the daughters of Salafchad. Salafchad was somebody that passed away without any sons. And at that time, the law was that somebody's property was inherited by his sons. So the daughters of Salafchad came along with a claim saying that they themselves should be entitled to inherit their father's property. And indeed, what followed was a momentous legal decision that gave them the rights to inherit their father's land. What we see from this story is a successful execution in self-advocacy. And I'd like to look at this a little bit more. Why is self-advocacy important? So from a general perspective, if you're trying to bring about change in your life and the world around you, you can't necessarily rely on the help and support of other people. At the end of the day, if you want to bring about change in your life, then it's up to you, it's down to you. And the skill to do this is to be a successful self-advocate. Now, how does one promote self-advocacy? Now, I'm going to make a few suggestions. Number one is to have good, healthy self-esteem. To do this, you can focus on your talents and skills and abilities, and to focus and appreciate what's really unique about you, what you're able to bring to the table. At the same time, it's important to have realistic goals, to set realistic goals. Because if you're pursuing something that's unrealistic, it's going to affect and bring down your self-esteem, because you'll be frustrated that you can't achieve it. So it's important to manage your expectations. Number two is to use your resources and to have a good support network. Now, I know I said self-advocacy is supporting and helping yourself, but it doesn't do any harm to have a good team of cheerleaders behind you, giving you support and encouragement. Number three is to know your rights. In self-advocacy, it's important to try to maximize your legal rights, to know what your rights are, to be able to face what's ahead of you and to champion your cause as well as possible. Number four is to have good communication skills. It cannot be underestimated and understated the importance of being able to articulate yourself in the best way possible, to express yourself in the best way possible, that you can increase your chances of bringing about the change that you're pursuing. Now, I'd like to look at how self-advocacy has affected the therapeutic setting. In psychotherapy, from a historical perspective, we've moved away from the medical model of doctor-patient relationship, where the doctor diagnoses and sets a therapeutic plan. And the patient really has very little input in this. Now, we have the client-centered approach, where the client is at the center and heart of the therapeutic process, where they are involved, where they take an active interaction and active involvement in the therapeutic process. And this could mean that they can educate themselves in the therapeutic models that are being suggested to understand what's going to be involved. And they can also look into the therapist. They should know what the therapist's experience and expertise is. But as a word of clarification about self-advocacy in the therapeutic setting, it's important to say that it doesn't mean that you can take a diagnostical manual or do an internet search in order to self-diagnose. But what it does mean is that you can and should question a diagnosis, or to reassess and reevaluate together with a therapist the therapeutic plan that's being put before you. So to conclude, the daughters of Salafchad were motivated to self-advocate out of a love for Eretz Yisrael. They wanted to inherit and own a part of Eretz Yisrael. So now, as we enter the Bein HaMetzarim, the 3 weeks, hopefully through our own self-advocacy, through our tefillahs, we'll be able to return to Eretz Yisrael and see the Mashiach and the building of the Beis HaMikdash. Have a great Shabbos and be well.